Hi students, welcome to lesson 33, measures of central tendency, mean. Introduction. The role of statistics in research is to function as a tool in designing research, analyzing its data and drawing conclusions therefrom. Most research studies result in a large volume of raw data which must be suitably analyzed and interpreted. Statistics help the researcher to arrive at generalizations of the data collected from the selected sample. A measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying the central position within that set of data. As such, measures of central tendency are sometimes called measures of central location. They are also classed as summary statistics. Statistics helps us to compare individual scores to a distribution of scores. The three most important measures of central tendency are arithmetic mean, median and mode. Now let us discuss the objectives of this lesson. After reading this lesson, you will be able to calculate mean value in individual series, calculate mean value in discrete series, calculate mean value in continuous series, explain the merits and demerits of mean. Measures of central tendency. In social sciences, the researcher or social scientist usually do not consider individual data. Rather, they deal with a group of data. In order to describe a group of data, a single value is required. The researcher has to calculate one single value which describes the characteristics of the entire mass of data. Statistics helps us in calculating this value, which helps the researcher to statistically analyze the mass data. The single value is called the central value or an average. It may be defined as that value of a distribution which is considered as the most representative or typical value for a group. This value is very important as it describes the characteristics of the total population. Measure of central tendency is also known as statistical average. Important types of averages are mean, median and mode. Mean, median and mode are the three most commonly used averages. Now let us discuss the objectives of an average. There are two main objectives of an average. The first one is average helps to get a single value which can describe the series of data. For example, practically it is impossible for us to remember the household income of all the households of a city. But with the average, we can draw the conclusions about the average household income and the living standards in a particular city. The second one is it facilitates comparison. It enables the researcher to compare two or more series. Comparison can also be made at a point of time or over a period of time. For example, the cost of living in India and the cost of living in United States of America can be compared, or the standard of living of two cities in India can be compared by comparing the average household income of those cities. However, while making comparison, the researcher should always consider the impact of multiplicity of forces which influence the data. Mean. Mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. We can derive the mean value by dividing the sum of the values of various given items in a series by the total number of items. There are four types of mean. There are arithmetic mean, which is represented by x bar, geometric mean, which is symbolically represented by capital GM, harmonic mean represented by capital HM, and quadratic mean represented by capital QM. Of the four types of mean, the arithmetic mean is more frequently used in statistics. Now, let us calculate the mean in individual series. The mean of the individual series can be calculated by summing all units and dividing the number obtained by the number of units added together. It can be expressed using the mathematical formula x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 to the power of xn divided by capital N, that is nothing but the number of units, is equal to sigma xi by n, where x bar represents the symbol for mean, sigma is a symbol for summation, xi is the value of ith item, and capital N is equal to total number of items. Let us take a problem. The marks secured by 10 students in research methodology paper in Bachelor of Arts are 65, 66, 78, 52, 45, 49, 58, 62, 92, 84, 54 and 86 marks. Now, our duty is to calculate the arithmetic mean of all the scores. Now, let us see how to solve this problem or how to calculate the arithmetic mean for the following scores or following marks. First, draw a table. In the first row, write the serial number, and in the second row, write the marks of the students secured in research methodology. Then, the next step is to calculate the total of all the marks secured by the students, that is represented by sigma of x. The total of all the scores is 791 and the number of items is 12. That means the marks of 12 students constitute 791. Now, let us apply this in the formula. Arithmetic mean formula is x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 x to the power of n divided by n, that is nothing but number of items. So, x bar is equal to 791 divided by 12, which is equal to 65.92. The average marks secured by 12 students in research methodology is 65.92 marks. Now, let us take one more problem so that we can understand how to calculate the arithmetic mean. Let us see the monthly income of 12 people. 5,000, one person is earning 12,000 per month, 6,500, 5,500, 4,500, 11,550, 7,800, 6,800, 9,400, 12,500, 11,500 and the last person earn monthly income is 10,500. Now, the next step is calculate the sigma of x value. X bar is equal to, again the formula is x1 plus x2 plus x3 to xn by divided by n. So, x bar is equal to 5,000 plus 12,000 plus 6,500 plus 5,500 plus 4,500 plus 11,550 plus 7,800 plus 6,800 plus 9,400 plus 12,500 plus 11,500 plus 10,500 divided by number of people, that is nothing but 12. So, x bar is equal to 1,03,550 divided by 12, which is equal to 8,629.17. The average monthly income of the people is 8,629.17 per month. Now let us study how to calculate mean in discrete series. The term discrete means discontinuous or individually distinct from each other. In the discrete series, each unit is given a frequency. In order to calculate the sum total of all the units, first we need to multiply each unit by its given frequency. Then divide the total of the units with number of units. Now let us take a problem to understand it thoroughly. Now in this table, we see that there are 4 students who have secured 45 marks. There are 3 students who have secured 53 marks, 1 student who secured 68 marks, 3 students who have secured 55, 7 students have secured 63 marks, 2 students have secured 73 marks, 8 students have secured 62 marks, 2 students have secured 51 and 5 students have secured 66 marks. Now this is the problem. So our duty is to calculate the mean of these scores. So here the marks secured by the students is represented by x and the number of students is represented by small f, that is nothing but the frequency. Now the formula to calculate the mean of the discrete series is x bar is equal to sigma of xf by n, where sigma represents the total and xf value is there and divided by n, that is nothing but the number of items. In the first step, we have to multiply the marks with the number of students. So our duty is to calculate xf value. So that is nothing but 45 into 4, which is equal to 225. So there must be a question from your side. So what is the need for us to calculate this x with f? Because there are 4 students who have secured 45 marks. So 4 into 45 is going to 225. So if you are going to simply take the average, then you may not get the right answer. For that reason, we are going to calculate fx value. So the second one is 53 into 3 students, it is going to 159 marks. 68 marks into 1 student, it goes to 68 marks. 55 marks into 3 students, it goes to 165. 63 students into 7, it goes to 441 marks. 73 marks into 2 students, it goes to 146. 62 marks into 8 students, it goes to 496. 51 marks into 2 students, it goes to 102. And 66 marks into 5, it goes to 330. So we are going to add 225 plus 159 plus 68 plus 165 plus 441 plus 146 plus 496 plus 102 plus 330, which is equal to 2132. So first one we have calculated fx value. The second step is to calculate the total number of frequencies, nothing but the number of students. So the number of students we are going to get 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 5, which is equal to 35. We got the sigma of fx value. We also know the n value. Now we have to simply replace the numbers in the formula. The formula for calculating is x bar is equal to sigma xf by n. Sigma of xf is nothing but 2132 divided by n, that is 35. So by dividing 2132 by 35, we are going to get 60.91. The average marks secured by the students is 60.91. Now let us take one more example to make it very clear for us. Let us take the income of the individual workers. There are 2 people whose earning is 2500 per month. 26 people are earning 3500 per month. 13 people are earning 3800 per month. 40, 1850. 18 people earning 2650. 8 people are earning 4500 per month. 19 are earning 1650 per month. 13 people are earning 2,900 per month and 22 are earning 3,300 per month. So, we have already discussed like what is the first step? The first step is to calculate XF value, that is nothing but calculating the income with the number of workers. So, the first one is 2,500 into 2, it goes to 5,000 rupees. 3,500 into 26 workers, it is equal to 91,000. 3,800 into 13 people, it goes to 49,400. 1,850 into 40 people, it goes to 74,000. 2,650 into 18 people, it goes to 47,700. 4,500 into 8 people, it goes to 36,000. 1,650 into 19 people, it goes to 31,350. Then 2,900 into 13 people, it goes to 37,700. And 3,300 into 22 people, it goes to 72,600. We have calculated the XF value. The second step is to calculate the total of XF value, that is nothing but sigma XF. So, we are going to get this value by adding all the XF values which are there in the table, which is equal to 4,44,750. So, we are going to get the capital N value by making the total of the workers, which is equal to 161. So, capital N is equal to 161. Now, we know the N value, we also know the sigma XF value. Now, our duty is to simply replace these values in the formula. The formula to calculate the mean in the discrete series is X bar is equal to sigma XF by N, which is equal to 4,44,750 divided by 161, which is equal to 2,762.42. So, the average income of the workers is 2,762.42 rupees per month. Now, let us discuss about mean in continuous series. Sometimes the data is given in class intervals instead of a single numbers. For example, income of the workers in between rupees 2,500 to rupees 3,500 and so on. To calculate the mean, we need to adopt the same formula which we employed for calculating the mean in the discrete series. In this continuous series, first we take the midpoint of x values and then the midpoint is multiplied by the frequency to calculate XF value. Then divide XF value with N, capital N, that is nothing but the number of items. Now, let us take a problem in order to understand it deeply. If we see there are 25 workers whose monthly income is between 0 rupees to 500 rupees. Then there are 18 people whose income ranges from 500 rupees to 1000 rupees. There are 13 people whose income is between 1000 and 1500 rupees. 21 people's earnings are between 1500 to 2000. 12 workers earning are between 2000 and 2500. 39 workers earnings are between 2500 to 3000. 41 workers income is between 3000 to 3500 rupees. 33 workers salary is between 3500 to 4000 and 11 workers income is between 4000 to 4500. The formula to calculate the mean for continuous series is x bar is equal to sigma xf by n. We use the same formula to calculate the mean in the discrete series also. The only difference is that there are 25 people whose earnings are between 0 to 500 rupees. So, whether it is 0 or 500, so how do we calculate? For that reason, what we do, we are going to take the mid value of the monthly incomes of the people. We represent the mid value by x. So, the mid value of 0 to 500 rupees is 250. the mid value of the monthly income between 500 to 1000 rupees is 750. For 1000 to 1500, it is 1250. The mid value of 1500 to 2000 is 1750. The mid value of 2000 to 2500 is 2250. The mid value for 2500 to 3000 is 2750. For 3000 to 3500, it is 3250, and for monthly income between 3500 to 4000, the midpoint or mid value is 3750, and the mid value for the monthly income between 4000 to 4500 is 4250. Now, we have calculated the midpoint, that is the x value. The second step is we have to multiply the midpoint x values with the number of workers given in that specific frequency f value. So, there are 25 people, that is multiplied with 250. 250 into 25, it goes to 6250. 750 into 18, it goes to 13,500. 1250 into 13 workers, it goes to 16,250. 1750 into 21 workers, their earnings will be 36,750. 2250 into 12 workers, their income will be 27,000. 2750 into 39, it goes to 1,07,250. 3,250 into 41 workers, their income will be 1,33,250. 3,750 into 33 workers, their income will be 1,23,750. 4,250 into 11 workers, it is equal to 46,750. Now, we have calculated the XF value. The third step is to calculate the total of frequencies, which is represented by capital N, which is equal to 213. So, we are going to get this number 213 by summing up all the number of workers, which is 25 plus 18 plus 13 plus 21 plus 12 plus 39 plus 41 plus 33 plus 11, which is equal to 213. Now, the fourth step is to calculate the total of XF, that is nothing but sigma of XF, which is nothing but the total of all the XF values, which is 6,250 plus 13,500 plus 16,250 plus 36,750 plus 27,000 plus 1,07,250 plus 1,33,250 plus 1,23,750 plus 46,750, which is equal to 4,98,600. Now, our duty, we got the N value, we also got the sigma XF value. Now, our duty is to simply employ these numbers in the formula. The formula to calculate the mean is x bar, which is equal to sigma of XF divided by N, which is equal to 4,98,600 divided by 213, which is equal to 2,340.85. The average monthly income of the workers is 2,340.85 rupees. Now, let us discuss the merits of arithmetic mean. Mean is the most popular type of average. The merits are: it makes information easy to understand. It is also easy to calculate. There is no need to arrange the units in order. It takes into consideration of all the scores in the distribution. Means of different distribution are useful for comparative purpose. Now, let us discuss the demerits of arithmetic mean. It is difficult to assume arithmetic mean by merely seeing the frequencies of the units. The second one is, since the arithmetic mean is based on each and every item of the series, extreme or abnormal, which may be very small or very large items of the series, may affect its value. For example, In a group, 3 students have secured 25 marks, 40 and 30 marks respectively, and the 4th student has secured 85 marks. The average of group is 45, but this figure is not the true representation of the group. The highest number, which is 85 marks, has considerably inflated the average figure. The third one is arithmetic mean of a series can be calculated only if all the items of the series are given. If the frequency of any one unit is missing, mean cannot be calculated. The mean gives more importance to large frequencies than smaller ones. The mean of two different categories may be same, yet they may point out different conclusions. For example, the number of students enrolled in sociology in one college during 3 different years are 1000 students, 2000 students and 3000, and in another college it is 3000 students, 2000 and 1000 students respectively. Though the average is same, there is progress in first college and decline in second college. Sometimes the arithmetic gives observed results. For example, if we are studying the average size of tribal households in a village by using arithmetic mean, we may get 5.6. This seems observed as persons cannot be divided into fractions. Mean is not useful in calculating ratios. Mean cannot be used for qualitative analysis. Let us sum up. In social science research, the researcher gathers a large volume of raw data which must be suitably analyzed and properly interpreted. Statistics help the researcher in designing research, analyzing data, and helps in drawing conclusions from the collected data or information. It helps in making generalizations. Central tendency helps in identifying the central position of a given data. This central tendency helps us to compare individual scores to a distribution of scores. The 3 most important measures of central tendency are the arithmetic mean, median and mode. Mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. We can derive the mean value by dividing the sum of the values of various given items in a series by the total number of items. Mean is easy to calculate by anyone and it makes the information easy to understand.